Good morning. This is Daily Hebrew Declarations with Daniel Jedediah Cook, and I'm reading the declaration for today, February the 8th, 2021. The three Hebrew letters we're honoring today are Nun, Chet, and Shin. Along with those three living letters, we're also honoring the spirit of understanding, the spirit of wisdom, and the spirit of might. The declaration today reads this: Upright, righteous, and faithful Son of Yahweh. Revelation to us where time desires to work for us who engage and believe in Zion. With this, we will bring about the glorious change that reflects heaven on earth. As we hear the word of Yahweh and allow that word to change us to become more like him. Now, today's declaration actually has a hidden concept inside of it. And that hidden concept is the concept of what's called Tikkun Olam. And Tikkun Olam really talks about the place of, or literally talks about the place of the repair of the world. And when we look at all the things that are going on in the world right now, I mean, it's even more so the truth where we see that the earth is in desperate need of a change, in desperate need of a different way of looking at things. And you see, Yahweh has called each one of us as his sons to stand in that place of being upright, righteous, and faithful in him. You know, for me here lately, you guys have heard me talk a lot about the place of the fire of Yahweh, and I think on Friday when I talked about this, I was talking about the place of how Yahweh was helping me to change my patterns of thoughts by going to a place and sitting in the midst of the treasuries of heaven and burning as a flame, and at the same time beginning to think about how would I act and how would I respond if I knew that all of this that was surrounding me belonged to me and that I could have access to it any time. How would my words be different? How would my actions be different? How would my thought patterns be different? How would the way that I handled things be different? And so, you know, and in doing so, because I've been so wrapped up in bondage, you know, for years prior to this, that you know, it's really taking it's been a sudden change and a sudden difference in a pattern of thought that really Yahweh is taking me to this place of being not conformed to the world, but by being transformed by the new renewing of my mind, and having me to go in there and look at these things and change those pattern of thoughts, change the way that I see them. Well, how much more so today when we talk about these three living letters? Nun, the place of the son, the king, the heir, and the priest. You know, I was talking with a good friend of mine, and their youngest son was messaged me this morning because his mother had requested him to, mainly because she had created a Shin Gadol. Shin Gadol is the four-pronged shin. And when the young man saw it, he said, I see a nun hidden inside of the shin, or the Shin Gadol. Now, the Shin Gadol, like I said, is the four-pronged shin. The shin that we're talking about here is a three-pronged shin. There is a deep revelation with regards to that, but I don't have the time to go through that today. But let's just say this, that the Shin Gadol, one of the things that it does represent is the age that is to come. And that's a lot of what Michelle is talking about today. But you see, in this Shin Gadol, when he said that he saw a nun hidden in there, I had not seen that before. But I agreed with it. My spirit man went, yes. And I immediately messaged back and I said, dude, you have found a hidden treasure hidden inside of the Shin Gadol itself, one that I had not seen before. Now, why is that important? Well, we're talking about Nun, we're talking about the son, the king, the heir, and the priest. When we talk about the Shin, we talk about the fire. Now, go along with what Yahweh's been showing me over the last little bit and what we shared on Friday about burning in the middle of the treasuries of heaven as a flame, becoming the flame together with him in that place, and then operating from there, and then changing the pattern of my thoughts as to how I saw things and the way that I saw things. You see, in that place, the Shin becomes the very essence of what changes my heart, burns away the dross, burns away these things, burns away the old things that were there, and where time begins to desire to work for us because of the revelation that he's given to us as we remove all of those and let the fire of Almighty Yahweh, the Shin, burn up all of the patterns of thoughts that we had had before. So you see, in the place of the Nun hidden inside of the Shin Gadol specifically, I believe that's 100% true, because it's talking about, just like I was talking about sitting in the middle of that treasury room burning as that fire. That was the revelation of that. It's beautiful, and I've gotten his mother now to dig in with him and to work with him about looking into a little bit more about what Yahweh is revealing to him. You see, each one of us have a place that Yahweh has shown us, because there is a unique facet and a unique perspective that each one of us have on Yahweh, because he made us to be that facet of the diamond of himself. And so in that place, we then have a unique perspective that others don't have. And so it's in that place of that one-on-one with Yahweh that Yahweh begins to reveal to us, and then we have a treasure. And it's a treasure that needs to be shared with the rest of the body. You see, this whole thing here that I know that Yahweh has been carrying me through to is the one new man. The place of how we stand together as one here on the earth. We are just as if Michelle was talking about today. Not just as if, but we are just as Michelle is talking about here in today's declaration. Those of us who engage and believe in Zion, because in this place of the revelation, where time is no longer an issue, because we stand in that place of being in Yahweh, and if Yahweh is beyond time, then we're beyond time. And so in that place, we stand in if you will, a fullness of time, and we believe and in what he is telling us. And this brings about the glorious change that reflects heaven on earth. Why? Well, because we're becoming more like him. We are looking into his face and becoming what we behold. And at the same time, as we hear the word of Yahweh and allow that word to change us to become more like him, it's exactly what we're talking about right here. You see, I want to dig more into that Shin Gadol. I want to dig more into the fact that the living letter Nun could be hidden inside of that. The living letter Ayin is also hidden inside of that. That was the second revelation that young man said. He said, well, now I see an Ayin hidden in there, both of which are true. So you see how each living letter also has the opportunity to be able to hide other living letters inside of it that aren't just obviously seen, unless Yahweh gives you the right and gives you the place and gives you and you have the heart to look where? To look beyond. Don't just look at what's in front of your face right now. Don't just look at the things that are obvious. Choose to look beyond. Choose to look beyond the space that surrounds the letter itself. Choose to be able to look beyond even the revelation of what Yahweh shows you. You know, many times we take the revelation of Yahweh and we allow that to be just a boom, 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 boom. Okay, these are specifics. But see, Yahweh always hides things in the midst of a revelation, because it's the glory of God to conceal a matter and the glory of the kings to search it out. We are his kings. We are kings and priests in the kingdom of Almighty Yahweh. And so when we begin to dig and we begin to find a revelation, there's more treasure. Don't stop digging just because you find a single coin. That single gold coin may only be the beginning of a much greater treasure that's hidden far below. Don't stop digging. Keep going. You see, it's in this place that we are looking into the face of the Father. We are becoming what we behold. We are looking into the treasures of the changes of patterns of thoughts, of the changes of things, of even finances, of the ways of seeing things, the ways of looking at the world. You see, this time right now is the best time in the absolute earth that's going on. Because why? This is the places where the suns rise up, and we're not bound by what's going on. We're not held by, nor are we ever affected by the things that are going on in the world. No, absolutely not. Those things do not affect us at all whatsoever. Why? Because it is the frequency of Yahweh inside of us that reverberates in the earth, and we begin to change that frequency of the earth itself as the earth begins to groan and creak and to cry out for the revealing of the sons of Yahweh.